So, hello and welcome back to my C++ tutorial playlist, and this video will be a very short video about ranges. And here is the code again that we left off with last time. Let's make this a little bit bigger, maybe like so. And the first thing we need to use ranges is to include ranges here. And the first benefit that we get from using ranges is that we have a really cool adapter for all these standard algorithms. As we can see, for example, here, remove if. We can also use ranges, remove if. And as we can see, this doesn't work correctly because we don't need to use an iterator here anymore. We can just supply the container and not the iterators, like so. And same would apply here as well, like so. And do we have any other algorithms? Nope. So this would be the first benefit. Let's see if we can use something here. So let's see if that still works. And as we can see, we get the same result here. And the other thing I wanted to show you is, for example, here the result. A really typical thing that we want to do is to maybe drop the first item and not iterate over the first item. So with ranges, we got the pipe operator, where we can basically pipe results to the next range view, like in a Unix system, on a Unix system with the pipe operator. So how that works is std ranges use drop 3, for example. This would drop the first 3 arguments and not iterate over them. So if we would compile this again and run it, now of course we need to save first. So now compiling it again and then running it again. And as you can see, the first 3 got skipped. So we only had 1. And if we skip the first 3, then nothing will be there as expected. And we have some really interesting views here, so you might want to look them up on maybe C++ reference. And this pipe operator allows us now to more easily compose different standard algorithm functions together, and also to use these new views and basically work in a Unix pipe manner like we used to do on the console on Unix or Linux systems. And that was already everything I want to show you in this video. I will have some more usage examples on my website. I wanted to keep this very brief because you can basically look everything up. I just wanted to make you aware of that. And I wanted to make you aware of that you prefer the ranges adapters to the standard algorithms, because you can't mess up any iterators here. You just supply the data container and it will automatically use the correct iterators. So that is begin and end iterator. Of course, if you want to optimize it a little bit and use const iterators or reverse iterators, then this won't apply. But I have seen sometimes in code that there are iterator mismatches. So you basically get 2 copies and then use the iterator of the first copy and then the iterator of the second copy. And of course, that would lead to issues in a real program. So this is a little bit more safe and makes it harder to mess up. So this is generally preferred. And also something like this has been rather annoying to do in the past. We would need to check if the index that we iterate over is less than 3 and then continue and so on. And now we can just use the ranges drop. And of course, we could also only iterate over the first 2 elements. So for that, we would have take, something like this. And of course, we can also chain them together. Take the, that doesn't make sense, but let's say drop the first element, but only iterate over 5 elements. We would do it something like this. And of course, always keep the formatting nice, so it's nice to read. And with something like this, we have a lot of flexibility in how we process data. With that, thank you very much for watching, and and see you in the next video where we will tackle our first bigger project. So until then.